Hello, everyone. Let's take a look at atheism. Using the scientific model and the logical fallacy, let us look at 10 problems with atheism and the argument that there is no God. Here are 10 problems with the claim often made by hard atheism that there is absolutely no God. Each point uses the scientific model and formal logic, not theology. 1. Atheism makes a metaphysical claim that it cannot test. The statement, "There is no God," is not a scientific conclusion. It is a metaphysical assertion. Science can test physical causes inside nature. God, by definition, is not a physical object inside nature. Declaring non-existence goes beyond what science can measure. This is a category error. 2. Atheism violates the burden of proof. In logic, the person making a universal negative claim carries the burden of proof. Saying, "There is no God anywhere ever," requires exhaustive knowledge of all reality. No human has that access. Atheism often shifts the burden by demanding proof from theism while exempting itself. 3. Science cannot explain its own foundations without borrowing. Science assumes logic, mathematics, uniformity of nature, and the reliability of human reasoning. None of these are proven by science. They are preconditions. Atheism accepts these abstract, non-material truths without explanation, while rejecting God for being non-material. This is special pleading. 4. Atheism relies on reason while denying its grounding. Reason is not a physical substance. Logical laws do not emerge from atoms. Under strict materialism, thoughts are chemical events with no truth value, only survival value. If beliefs are shaped solely by survival, there is no reason to trust them as true. This undercuts atheism itself. 5. The claim of absolute certainty contradicts scientific humility. Science works with provisional models, not absolute declarations. Atheism that claims certainty rejects the core posture of science. It replaces inquiry with dogma, saying, "There is no God with certainty," is not scientific skepticism. It is philosophical absolutism. 6. Atheism commits the fallacy of scientism. Scientism claims that only science produces knowledge. This claim is not scientific. It cannot be tested or measured. It is self-refuting. Moral truths, mathematical truths, and logical truths are all known without experiments. Atheism often depends on scientism while denying its contradiction. 7. Atheism cannot account for objective moral obligation. If reality is only matter and motion, moral values reduce to preference or power. Yet atheists regularly argue that some actions are truly evil, not just disliked. Calling something objectively wrong requires a moral standard beyond human opinion. Atheism borrows moral language that it cannot ground. 8. The origin of information remains unexplained. DNA contains coded, functional information. In every observed case, information comes from the mind, not blind processes. Atheism assumes information arose from non-intelligent causes without direct evidence. This is an inference based on hope, not demonstration. 9. Atheism confuses lack of explanation with proof of non-existence. Gaps in understanding are treated as evidence against God. This is a reverse God of the gaps fallacy. Absence of explanation is not evidence of non-existence. By that logic, many past scientific discoveries would have been declared impossible before they were found. 10. Atheism depends on faith while denying faith. Faith is trust without complete proof. Atheism trusts that nature is all that exists, that matter explains mind, and that future science will solve current failures. These are beliefs about the future, not conclusions from data. Atheism does not eliminate faith. It redirects it. These are not emotional critiques. They are logical and methodological problems. Atheism is not a scientific conclusion. It is a philosophical position that overreaches science while quietly borrowing from the very things it denies. Thanks for watching. Please like, share, and follow to learn more.